Seed of Chucky was the fifth installment to the Child's Play franchise, and it stars Jennifer Tilly and Brad Dourif, Redman. It's very unexpected, and a huge other big cast. It was released in 2004, and it basically tells the story. It also stars Billy Boyd, and this movie's basically about a young little infant doll named Glenn. A young little infant doll. He's basically known as whatever. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, he finds out that he has a father and a mother, Chucky and Tiffany, and then he tries to reunite with them and stuff like that. And all this weird stuff happened, and like Chucky and Tiffany find out that the kid doesn't really have a gender, so they literally try to give him two names. One's Glenn, the other one's Glenda, and they basically decide that they have to stop like killing people around their kid because it would be like a bad influence and stuff like that. But that's not how stuff turns out in this film, as Tiffany tries to possess her soul in Jennifer Tilly, along as her being pregnant, and Chucky trying to possess his soul into Redman, while Glenn or Glenda is just being him or herself. Many people said this was the biggest fall down in the franchise of Child's Play, and yes, it is actually. When I first saw this movie, I thought it was a really entertaining movie, but I'm just gonna say I kept on watching this movie more often, and I realized this movie kind of sucks. It really does kind of suck, and a lot of people say this is the worst movie in the franchise, and it kind of is. I'm not going to say this is the worst horror movie ever. It's not, because there are a lot of other bad and terrible, trashy horror movies out there than this. But it's just the worst in the franchise, and I was really disappointed when I rewatched this movie and stuff like that. It focuses more on the comedy and stuff like that than the horror. That's not really the biggest thing that I was upset about, but there was too much humor and stuff that you didn't really get. Like Glenn or Glenda, like what's with him? What's with it? Is it a boy? Is it a girl? What's with that? What's with them having a child? And is this really necessary? I mean, in Bride of Chucky, it worked because Chucky got a wife that was actually entertaining. What's this? In Seed of Chucky, we get a mindless little doll freak that almost has no reason to exist, but like I said, Billy Boyd, at least, he does a great job in bringing Glenn's character. He does a great job. I think the actors did what they had to do. It really makes no sense for Jennifer Tilly herself to play as herself in this film, because why would you do that? It's just like, I'm just like really confused right now. This movie had a lot of stuff that was so unnecessary. It had a lot of stuff that was so unnecessary, and it's really not that good, and stuff like that. Jennifer and Bride of Chucky, Jennifer Tilly did a great job playing as Tiffany. In this movie, she's playing as herself, but as along with Tiffany. And what? That doesn't really make sense. I mean, why would they want to possess themselves into stars and stuff like that when they can already be slashers and stuff like that? And there's literally one scene. If you haven't seen this movie, I'm just going to tell you how ridiculous this movie can be. There's literally one scene where Chucky and Glenn are driving in a car, and they see Britney Spears. Where the heck does Britney Spears come from? And no, it's not the real Britney Spears. If it was, then she would be dead. But anyway, they see Britney Spears riding in front of the car, and Chucky kills Britney Spears, and he literally makes one of the cheesiest jokes in the entire franchise. And you have a lot of other unnecessary scenes and stuff like that. This movie is definitely not for younger viewers and stuff like that. You have like Chucky masturbating in a bathroom, something like that. I don't know what he's doing, but there are some scenes like where there's sperm or something like that. I'm like, what? It's even showing in the beginning of the film, like when the title card comes up, there's like sperm cells. Yes, sperm cells. I said it. Sperm cells made by Chucky and Tiffany. And think about it. It was made by them when they made out with each other in Bride of Chucky. It makes sense, but at the same time, you're like, what? Is this really necessary? And yes, you can already tell I am a fan, that I'm not really a fan of Seed of Chucky, even though I own the DVD right here. Let me see if I can see it. If you could see right here. On the back, it says Seed of Chucky right here. I have the collection. Well, it's not the entire collection, but it's just a collection of Chucky. So yeah, I am a fan of Chucky. I'm not a big fan of Seed of Chucky, though. I just have but I do have the movie to support the franchise. But I'm just going to say that Seed of Chucky is kind of a disappointment to the franchise. It doesn't really fit out to any of the other Chucky movies, because I do like all of the other Chucky movies. And I think they're amazing horror movies. If you count Bride of Chucky, that's like a horror comedy, but it's still good. It still works. Seed of Chucky, that's far from it. It's just, it's sort of a disappointment. And if you like Seed of Chucky, I can see why you like it. I liked it the first time I saw it, but I picked up more things I kept on hearing why this movie's bad, and I watched this and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, I see why this movie's kind of bad and stuff like that. However, just because this is a bad movie, there are some decent suspense scenes in this movie. There are some unnecessary suspense scenes too. You will see a lot of unnecessary suspense scenes, but the best kill in this movie is probably when Glenn or Glenda flamed Jones or whatever. I forgot what her name is, but she flamed. It flamed her, and she fell down the staircase. And why did she literally have? She had no reason to die. She literally just jumped over that thing and fell. I am dead serious. But other than that, the rest of this movie is a guilty pleasure to some people, and that appreciate Chucky. And I love Chucky. I've always loved Chucky. Even in this movie, he does have some laughs, and then the other things are just like, really, is that really necessary? It's just that. I'm a die-hard Chucky fan. I love all of the other movies. It's just this one is a disappointment to me, and it just doesn't really work. But if you guys like it, good for you. There are a couple things that I did like. Only a couple kills were great in this movie. I did like it when Tiffany slashed Red Man's baby makers, and then you could see all of the intendants fall out of his sack and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. That was actually pretty BA. I liked that. That was very good. But the rest of the movie, it's just why? There's just so many questions I can ask. This movie takes place in Hollywood, no surprise. As I mentioned, some celebrities in here. So yeah, and I really shouldn't. If you haven't seen this movie, and if you don't know who Chucky is, I think you should start watching some of the other movies. I'm not saying this is one of the worst horror movies ever, because there are a lot of other terrible, trashy horror movies out there compared to this. But if you want to check this out, I'm not saying don't, because you can if you want to. But I'm pretty sure you'll like all the other Chucky movies better than this one, because this one's kind of a disappointment to me and other fans of the franchise. I'm gonna give Seed of Chucky a C-. So thank you guys so much for watching my review. Look forward to my next review, Cult of Chucky. I saw the movie. Yes, I did. I saw it early. And my next review, look forward to it. Definitely look forward to it. I'm excited to review that movie for you guys. And also look forward to my other movie reviews, Alfred Hitchcock, The Birds. Let's see, The People Under the Stairs, Candyman, etc., some classic horror movies and some new horror movies. I'm also planning on doing a Stephen King month where I review nothing but Stephen King movies. I'm excited to do that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'm gonna get this video uploaded and stuff like that. You guys are the best. I love every single one of you. And as always, I am Mario Fan 520, and I will see you next time. Peace out.